So, welcome all of you for this. We already know lots of work has been done for these nano insulations, and but now it is insulation, yeah, for the nano composite kind of insulations, and they have discovered, they have invented some good nano composite materials, and if we coat that nano composite material to any objects, it get insulated, and insulated from what? The UV rays and NIR rays which is coming from the sunlight. So what is the applications? If I ask what is the application, so the better application for providing the insulation for the objects, and especially for the windows, because the windows, when the sunlight get imparted over there for long durations of time, they get heated up, and then this is one of the reason where you need a air conditioning, and during the summertime, as you already aware of that, in California itself, like they break some record in summer, such a high temperature. So people, even they have a shortage of electricity, and they people are advised to use electricity in very in justified manner, so they can utilize ACs and some other cooling process and all. So it's possibly, and why this heat is generated is to do only like they absorb so much energy which is coming from a sunlight, and that is where things get heated up. So if we coat such object with such kind of nanocomposite which can deem such kind of NIR or maybe the UV rays, so they not get so the temperature they can control, and apart from that, the utilization of electricity for cooling that particular surrounding whichever you have desired, so it also get reduced. So it is always better to invent such kind of nano formulation or nano composite or any kind of materials. So initially these kind of insulation has been provided by various kind of polymer, and even some of the cases some kind of different polymer, or you can say amorphous. Polymer comes under the amorphous, but not all polymer. Some polymers are crystalline also. So basic idea is like there is not much discovery has been done regarding this nanocomposite or nanomaterials which providing such a great extent of insulations, and these insulations not including the UV rays but also the insulation for the NIR rays, and NIR rays is one of the reason which increase the temperature of any objects, because, and even for the human beings, because we absorb NIR rays with a higher extent in comparison to any other rays in sunlight. So yeah, so that nanocomposite has been discovered, and this nanocomposite has been discovered, if I say so, it's French Japanese. There are some French Japanese collaborators doing such kind of studies, and they invented, and this nanocomposite actually is a steel based nanocomposite. Steel itself is alloy, so metal alloy, so steel kind of nanocomposite coating they formulate, and they enhance insulating properties for the, especially they have done some experiment on the window glasses, and they have observed what kind of increase in temperature is happening, and yeah, so that kind of things. And apart from that, they mix with the other polymer also, like the various polymeric objects is already there. Even if I can say there is a vehicles, if it is a car, if you have ever encountered, if you park your car in sunlight, and then when you come back, and if it is a summer season, and if you come back inside, if you get into the car, then too much heat inside, so you can't tolerate such a heat if your car is stand for a longer durations of time in that sunlight. So this is one of the reasons. So suppose, just imagine if those car materials, their surface materials, get coated with such kind of nanocomposite which can cut this kind of UV rays and NIR rays, so even car itself not get heated up, and due to the intense heat, apart from that, even if you put your cell phone in a sunlight for a little bit of longer durations, and then you come back and see their screen is not working, their battery get damaged, and maybe their battery get lose their energy. So and it's possible just because of heat doing such things. But suppose even though your mobile surface material also get coated with such kind of composite, then there is no such cases happening. So in that way we can increase the efficacy of any lithium polymer battery. We can increase the efficacy of any cooling thing, because not exactly but indirectly we can increase, because we doesn't need so much cooling power, because there is no such a great extent of heat or great amount of heat there. So in that way we can protect any kind of surrounding, any kind of objects. And apart from that, if there is any so many vehicles, especially in developing countries, there are the two-wheeler. So two-wheeler vehicles having lots of plastic components or polymeric component also, apart from that iron and alloy, other things. So what happening in that plastic materials, due to the continuous exposure of sunlight, they start deteriorating and they become very fragile, because in general polymers are not fragile, but after getting so much exposure of that they become the fragile. So even if they have such kind of coating, so the strength of that material get increases, and it will add one of the safety during any kind of accident or anything. So so overall, if I can say, it is a good study, and having a very future potentials, a good future potentials. But only thing is that we need to work on this, like how we can reduce the cost of that. So because coating of nanocomposite definitely is take a huge amount for any bigger object which is in continuous sunlight. And apart from that, the thickness of the coating is also one of the parameters where which decide like how much nanoformulations or how much nano coating material you need to coat any particular objects. So there are so many things. So until unless we reduce the cost of that, we can't say for the cost effective manner, like this one of the questions. But definitely, but few things which is very precise, any kind of sensors or field work which is working on any kind of industries, if those things are very costly, so for that thing we can utilize such kind of nanocomposite for. But for the general products, it has to be very cheaper. And steel is one of the things which is highly produced in worldwide. So developing a steel nanocomposite is one of the reason I think they keeping these things in a mind, to reduce the cost of that nanocomposite, to make it wider window applications. So yeah, so these are the things. Let's if you need a brief on that, like if you need more explanations on this, just DM me. And for now it's over. So for now, just take care, bye bye, and we will meet in another video. Bye, take care.